Hello and welcome to some 2-point camp. I mean, VZ Hospital. Right? 2-point campus. My name's Trismegistus, and usually on a Monday I would be streaming Satisfactory. I'd also be starting at 5 o'clock. I've gone live a bit early at 3 o'clock because today's a bank holiday in the UK, and basically I've got nothing to do. I've done all my jobs and tasks and etc. And I kind of figured, well, I might as well get a couple of extra hours in, as it's going to be my last stream for a while. I'm going to be changing jobs next week. It's in a different part of the country, so I'm going to have to move, and all of that's going to take a good couple of months. So I'm not expecting to stream again until November. I've been saying November at the very earliest, and then, but I suspect it may be Christmas before I actually come back again. My big plan is to do some sort of upgrading and updating. So basically upgrade my equipment, or some bits of it anyway, what I can afford. And update a lot of my streaming software and stuff like that. Get some, possibly pay someone to do some emotes and things like that. So may come back all swanky and new. But for today, my plan is to certainly play some 2-point campus. Let me show you. Oh, here we go. That's weird. So basically, why has it not got... Oh, there we go. I don't know why it wouldn't bring this up. So basically, I'm this far into the game. I've been going through all of the campuses, and three-starring them. So basically, I've done all of the... This is like, you know, a lot of these are very much introductory to the very basic concepts of the game, so they're not all that difficult to 3-star. Some of the other ones I had to do by essentially cheesing it. So this one here, and in fact, I think also the... Which one was it? That one as well, I think. The wizard one. It gives you like for 3 stars you need to earn 50 grand a month. And basically I did it by slamming up like lowering the tuition fees and getting in some good students. Then slamming up the tuition fees and firing a bunch of staff, and therefore, you know, the good students got still leveled up and gave me the XP bonus. But it's not sustainable, basically. So these campuses would fall apart within a couple of months, but they're 3-star, so it's done. It's what I'm going for. We've got 2 options next. The next few, I don't actually know how many levels there are in the game. It's one of those where it unlocks more as you go along, so I don't know how many there are. I suspect this may be towards the end. To unlock all 3 of these, we need to get at least 1 star in each of these. Now, the first one, I did actually start this, so we'll restart it if we go back in there. But neither of them I haven't even started, basically. So we will hit restart and go in. I like the concept of these 2-point games. I'm of an age where the bullfrog management tycoon type games were something I used to play, and they've really captured that.
County's finest treasures lay buried beneath the earth. But why is that? Did the people of the past live deep beneath sea level? Or did they simply hide all of their wonderful possessions to try and keep them out of our greedy, grubby, jam-soaked midst? I suppose that's for the historians and the archaeologists to decide.
Oh, there we go. Dirt Pays, welcome to Pebberly Ruins, where eccentric explorer Wiggy Silverbottom is planning a destination resort dedicated to archaeological artifacts and overpriced merchandise. There's just one problem. In all the excitement, Wiggy has blown his startup cash on a decadent new hotel. If you need any spare cash for the campus, you'll need to sell some artifacts. Better get digging. So the campus course here is the Archaeology, and student intake is 10. I've got them switched on. Oh, well, good day, I'm Wiggy Silverbottom. Welcome to Pebberly Park. Clearly it's not finished, but nothing worth doing is. If you and the students could crack on with digging and so on, I'll keep working on the big picture. If you click on these, you get little bonus things. You know, the hotel, merchandise, a nice omelette perhaps. The point is, we all have things to do. What I particularly like about... Oh, okay. People will tell you that ancient relics are priceless. Don't listen to that nonsense, though. They're worth an absolute fortune. Sell the artifacts your students find in the dig site for delicious, fungible cash. The bigger the site, the more artifacts you'll find. Careful, though. Artifacts will provide a great deal of prestige and attractiveness to the campus, even if they are a bit soily. So we need to earn 20 grand by selling artifacts for the first star. We do have 80 grand. I may turn them off. I find them a little bit annoying. If you see these worms, if you click on them, you get little bonuses. Some give you cash, some give you kudosh. If you're not familiar, if you're not familiar with some of the game mechanics, basically you have these like career goals. You can see there's some that I haven't even started, so it hasn't. This block represents how far you are, and because there are certain courses that it doesn't appear to have a. There's sort of ones you can do, but it doesn't have an associated map with them. So as you go along, the sort of most basic ones are like general knowledge, and it starts you off. The first map is scientography and virtual normality, but things like internet history, funny business, and money wrangling are courses you can do without it. There's no map associated with them. So you can just add on these as extra things on your particular, if you want to, sort of thing. And that's one of the things I really like about the game. Some of them, as you can see, I've finished. So, for example, I've done enough of party events, and it's because I've been 3-starring all the maps. So you end up being there a long time. So you do a lot of things like parties, and the matches you had to get the 3 stars, you had to win a bunch against high-level opponents. And so I may turn that down. Not a massive fan of the music in this.
On 2 Point Radio. Hear that another university has opened its doors to the aspiring bookworms and lab rats of 2 Point County. Listeners may remember that I don't like new universities because they're not old and therefore not any good. If they were, they'd have opened a long time ago. That's called logic, students, though I don't suppose you'd know.
I mean, the jokes are good, but I say the actual music is a little annoying. But what you do when you get one of these, so I've done 100 janitors, for example, and you claim the reward, and it gives you kudosh. And when you finish them, as I say, you get the gold star in them. And basically, I'm actually drowning in kudosh because I've done loads of them, as you can see. I haven't even claimed these. You also get kudosh for that one's finished. Load of other stuff, basically. So I've got 2,500. You use kudosh to unlock things. So, So, items, basically. So, you pay money to put them in your campus to build them. But to even unlock them, so you've got access to them, you have to pay the kudosh. So, it sort of gates off items, basically. It's a bit like, almost like a premium currency, but, there's none of that in the game. And these are all categories, so... where's that one? So another 50 there. And basically the idea, I really like the concept of 2 Point Hospital, but I found it a bit annoying and a bit overwhelming because it kept throwing diseases at you all the time in the different sites, whereas this one, you can do it entirely at your own pace, and it's structured around an academic campus. So you have this timetable system here. And you see you've got an August to July year. But what it doesn't quite show you, and what is quite crucial to it, is the between period. So between sort of July and August, or effectively it's that month there, August. It lasts forever. You can literally just have it there forever. Obviously, you've only got so much money, so much good, so you can't you've only got so much money you can spend. So you get to a point where you have to start the year, but starting the year is entirely at your discretion, and that's what you do there. So if you hit that start new year, you basically can start the new year. So this is also how you do it. So what I was talking about here. So for example, I usually add on general knowledge at some point because it's an easy course, and it's good for getting high quality students and lots of pass rate and lots of money and stuff like that. But there are some other ones, then they have high tuition fees, to encourage you to do them, but they're actually hard courses, or medium courses. So you can do those if you want. As you see, we've got 4 courses left, which is interesting because we do have 4 maps. So I don't know if that indicates that that's the full set of maps. I can't see I suppose Archaeology is there. Basically, as you do each year, you get points, and that allows you to upgrade the courses, which affects how many applicants you get and stuff like that. And so it puts it all in your control. And what we can do here, for example, so at the moment, this is set. That is the default. So you see this learning rate 95%. Basically, if that's at less than 100, which it is at the moment, some of the students who come in will be duffers. Basically, they'll get bad grades. So if you decrease the number you intake, because we've only got 10 applicants and we're taking everybody, so if you decrease it, the learning rate goes up because you basically get rid of the bad students. A bit harsh, really. You can also fiddle with this. There's the tuition fees, and this is how happy it makes them, basically. So the more expensive you make the course, the default happiness goes down. Now you can balance it so that you can counteract with that with other things. But the other way is to make them happy, and basically that encourages more applications. Well, I mean, not encourages it, but it means you get more applications, basically, because more people can afford it. So you can sort of balance the two up by decreasing the fees and therefore getting more students, and then either twiddling that to get 100%. I've not done the maths. I don't know if 14 students at 7.5 is better than 10 students at 9. It seems like it would be, but what this does do though means that you've got more people. I think we will apply those. We can fiddle about with that again, but basically we've got 14 students. This shows you how much tuition fee you're going to get across the year. Of course, it's divided up by 12.
Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be pink.
You have a load of plots. So how many plots have we got on this one? It should start with 2, because plot 1 is the one you always have plot 1 by default. And basically you buy them. So we could buy another plot. That's plot 3. And you see that, I mean, those are basically the same size. I don't quite know why they would be different prices, but there's usually some reason for it. It doesn't look like we can build buildings in this one, though. So I guess we just set... You can build the buildings manually. They're not... You don't have to stick, use what it suggests or anything like that. Interestingly, so we need... In order to win... So basically, before we can start the year, we have to meet these requirements. So we have to have at least 1 teacher and at least 2 rooms. So I guess we need to build a campus building. I can never remember where that is. Campus building, there we go. So, what's the course then? So, what's the actual... If I go with all of that... In terms of the academic things, dig site, there we go. Find ancient treasure and worthless junk. Used on archaeology course. Belongs outside. Build a dig site to find more artifacts. Build a bigger dig site to fill more. Minimum size 7x7. Requires teacher. Okay. So, I don't know what these are. Okay, I think they're just... Okay, so those aren't the... What are you? No, they're just all decorative. I thought those might be the artifacts, but I guess not. So it needs to be 7 by 7 at least. So let's at least put one of those in. We can always extend it. And it needs a access point. Okay. So that's our dig site. That's cost us 10 grand. Okay. So we need a campus building. I might put these over here. And yeah, so we need a teacher. Let's get a teacher. So we need Reginald Badger. The naming is brilliant in this. I love that. The way they do the naming. And then we need sort of a campus building because we're going to have dormitories and things like that. What else did it require for us to start the course? This is annoying. It does sound of it should move them up out of the way because I can't see the thing now.
I find that everyone seems all too engrossed by their mobile phones. Now, I have no interest in talking to anyone, but what I did like was ignoring people. It's just no fun if they do it for you.
So, it requires us to build a lecture theatre. Okay, so it does need a lecture theatre for this course. So, we need to build a campus building that will hold not management view. That will hold basically I don't know how big to make it really. We could probably get away with something fairly small. But let's build it sort of as big as we can. So that's cost us 10 grand. Okay. I say when you sort of tweak the size of things, you do get like refunded the cash basically, and it does seem to be a fairly good return rate. And certainly as things get older, they sort of accrue value. So this is just building. Oh, it's done. Yes, it's done. Building the building. So what we need to do is build a lecture theatre. So let's build it. I think I might just go for minimum size at the moment because I don't know what it's going to do in terms of sort of cost and stuff. So that's obviously the lectern for the person giving the lecture. That's your seats for your students, and there's your door, and those are your minimum requirements. We also need a dormitory. We could start it now, but it's usually worth building a dormitory because...
is not a belief system.
How big is that? So if that's 2... Okay, let's see how big we can get that. Dormitories are one of the best ways of making money. So it's worth kind of at least having enough space to fit in quite a lot of rooms. So we built one there. One there. You get these different bed options. I like to put a few different ones in. We're going to get 14 students in. You'll see a lot of guides telling you that it's 5 students per bed. And you can do that, but the more... Alright, not more. The lower your student to bed ratio, the more valuable they'll see the room as being, and therefore the more rent they'll pay. What the heck is that? I bet that's a bit of trash or something. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So if we put 7 in, we know it's 2 to 1. It'll probably also then do us for next year as well, because that's a lot more beds than we kind of need.
Clean your whiskers and grab your briefcase because Cat Court is in session.
We'll put some of them in windows. Also, I usually spend quite a lot of money on the dorm because, as I say, it's I might not actually be able to afford this because we're going to also need a bathroom and well, we need a toilet. We'll probably get away with a bathroom for the first period. But so you can sell these. So we might need a bit of... I usually put rugs underneath the bed. It's a good way of sneaking in a bit of decoration. So decoration's quite low. We'll see what rating they give it. If it goes to 100%, that's all we need, basically, because that then means that they're paying the maximum amount of rent. And so that's one of the best sources of incomes.
Tuition fees
Unfortunately,
spent on administrative bonuses.
so bathroom 6,000. Okay. I usually only make a small bathroom to start with. I should template like these, which it's like quite a good system in the game to do that. But I do so much fiddling about with the rooms. We want a shower room as well, ideally. How much is that going to cost us? Why am I even putting it there? If we put it up this way, then it's a bit more expandable. Okay. What we then want, really, is food, because they pay for the food. We'll just stick in vending machines for now. Food, vending machines here. Where do we want to put these? I guess if we put them here, we kind of want to try. Well, we definitely want the drinks one. Unusually worth having cheesy gubbins.
If you hear this, please drink some water.
Okay, so we've only got 860 left, so we'll have to go with that. We can't actually even afford to hire a janitor. They're kind of vital janitors. Oh, it's got the defense. I hate this. I don't like this, what they've done here. Basically, you can get invasions from like other schools and campuses. It just becomes a tedious thing that happens. And it just requires you to have lots of janitors with high defense. And it's like boring. It just becomes tedious. So really we want a janitor. We also want a library. In fact, I might, if I shift these over, put them on there. Because we're going to need a library fairly soon. But you can get away with starting without one. They're not that expensive. But you have to have an assistant to run one. So say if I put these here. Then we should be able to fit a library in there. However, if that's my plan, the door. We won't put one in yet to say. We don't need one until it tells us there are students with assignments. So, let's start the course. Oh, hang on. Oh no, it's 20.
The mere sound of our carbon shoes were enough to cause eruptions of rosy cheeks and giggling on campus. Although some believe that it had something to do with our shorts.
So we've still got 100%. Awesome. So that's what you're trying to achieve with the accommodation. They will have other complaints, like it's probably not pretty enough for them. This is the environment rating, so they probably won't be entirely happy with that. Could probably do with another. That there confused the heck out of me. It means it's because there's a queue for me, but there's only really a queue because they're all arriving at once. 2 should be fine for 14. It's just they have their little joke things in the cupboards. It's full of little jokes. It's worth watching the game. Sometimes, you know, and that's quite. The heck is all of that? Some sort of horse costume. Oh, we've not got a heat problem, have we? Oh, we have. Okay. Right. We need some of these. There's like a wall-mounted one, but the problem is it's a lot more expensive. So we need to put some of these in strategically. Because they're only 200, you see. So if we get... Now, where would be a good place? We'll leave the toilets on that. Might be okay with that. There's probably a shortcut key to doing this. Oh, hello, Doesn't Duck Games. Oh, man, nice little vibe going on. Just down the game to play. It's already. Yeah, I really like it. I don't know. Welcome to the stream, by the way. I don't know if you're familiar with 2 Point Hospital. This is like a sequel to that. I wasn't a massive fan of 2 Point Hospital. But this kind of fixes a lot of the problems I had with it. Let's have a look at them. Archaeology. I might actually stick... Oh, we've already got... So, this is our first month, like, income report. I say we'll get hit in a minute to build a library. Trash will build up like you wouldn't believe, so we'll have to start spending some of it. But basically, the cost is the staff wages. You can take out loans as well, and you have to pay the loans off. But XP bonus is the guys level up, so the students will level up, but they have to like be in the actual courses and in the library and stuff to level up. So that'll kick in a bit. The rent, as I say, is, and the tuition fees, you set the tuition fees at the beginning. The rent is entirely governed by their rating of the thing, the accommodation rating. Is there a theme park and theme hostel? So giving 2 point again. Yeah. So I mean, I was I'm old enough to have played all the bullfrog management type games as well. And I say I like the concept of hospital, but I say it was just a bit annoying because it kept throwing new diseases at you all the time, and you didn't have any real control over it. Whereas this is very much you set the pace that you want, which I really like. So this is the timetable.
A sound like a company of coconuts dancing on a ballroom floor. Only wooden tennis clogs can produce such an enchanting auditory experience. But what do they wear now? Ghastly, squeaky things. And for what? Added grip? Lightweight? It's practically cheating.
They're quite funny then, but they are bits of interrupting. So basically say, when our students are finishing the course, they'll get XP bonuses for leveling up for doing these courses. I say we'll start getting complaints in a bit because we don't have a staff room, we don't have a student lounge. There's all sorts of comfort things that you kind of have to give your students, but say we don't have the cash. So we could take a loan out. I tend to try not to do them because they are quite bad rates. What was that? So, bookcase required. Yeah. So we would need to build a library to do that. So basically this Calab field has been given an assignment, a book report, dig yourself a hole. And he can't do it because he hasn't got a library, but we can't afford to build a library. So we might have to take out a loan. So that was our first year, wasn't it? Sort of wondering though, it said about the artifacts. So I don't know how I get the artifacts.
Students are reminded to
What can we
find
do in... Is there a
themselves.
sales thing? Planning table... Fire pit... A lot of these are sort of cosmetic things, effectively, but some of them do give, like, performance bonuses. Okay, so we've got another... Oh, there we go. So we got a £6,500 XP bonus. So we've now got 25. So we should be able to build a library now. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So we'll have to neglect the students a bit. Library, 12 grand. Okay. So, minimum size is 3x3. Yeah, let's make it 3x4 though. These are the things you have to put in the rooms when you build them. So you've got the door, obviously. This is like the desk for the assistant. We'll have to hire an assistant. And then you need at least one bookcase. There are specialised bookcases as well. In fact, let's put that there. And then you've got this. There's a whole load of different types of cubicles. I usually put the things up against a window. Oh, I guess it's... Huh. Why is that floating? Invalid position for window. I'm not sure it's saying that. I guess it's because I put it right up against the edge of the area. But then why did it let me build windows there? No? Okay. Right, so there's our library, but we need an assistant. We don't have an assistant available with library teaching. That's a bit annoying. We can get one who's got aerodynamics, which means they move quick. I don't really... It's a really good one for janitors, but for assistants, it's like not really all that useful.
Not confined to the tennis court, sadly. I'm sure many long-time listeners know that I visit Confetto's Cobblers once a year.
So you get all this
and
trash
treat myself
built
to
up.
a pair of brogues, or loafers if I'm feeling scandalous. On my most recent visit, however, I was horrified to find that my dear cobbler had been replaced with an establishment by the name of the Shoe Zoo.
So just hire a janitor, start off. It's really difficult to keep on top of janitorial stuff, especially, as I say, if this is one with invasions.
Janitor needed
Oh,
to
I've left a little bit of
toilets. Lovely.
stuff behind. I'm guessing these maybe turn up at the end of the year, maybe? I'm not quite sure where we're getting those from. So they're doing a course now. You can level up these. They improve the performance, but you need a janitor with the actual thing. So can I, if I copy that, put that there, call him off. Now what was this? Oh, it's done it. So it was just a normal bookcase. Social table wanted. Okay. Usually try and put a couple of these near the old drinks machines. I might try a bin. They're a bit. You put the bins in, and they basically don't use them. But we could try putting a bin in and see if they'll use them. So I'm basically trying to sort of save money in the first year. So we've got too many students here. Now I should be able to unlock. Oops, wrong button. Items. The interface is a bit focused on being good for console playing. So it's a little bit clunky for PC. They've not fully solved the problem about it not telling you enough stuff as well. Where is the... Have we got an archaeology bookcase? Awards cabinet. Archaeology bookcase, there we go. So let's unlock that one. And get one of those in there. I think we might put another normal bookcase in as well, because they seem to be... all have got assignments. So that'll spread them out a little bit. Because if they can't complete the assignments, you obviously don't get the XP bump.
No unauthorized talking on campus. Thank you.
So I've got 20 odd grand. Staff wages still not too bad. Okay. It's always worth... I don't know why you can't just set all these to auto, because it's always worth just accepting these, because they just sit there waiting, basically. There's no time limit on any of them. Oh, you're hot, are you? Why are you hot? So these are like overlays you can see, basically, of you know, if there's any problem areas. So with the temperature, you want to kind of keep it yellow if you can, but it's a bit tricky because they tend to overlap, and then it goes blue, and then they complain about being too cold.
Paradise it seems. And yet here we stand talking about...
So this is the attractiveness, which is not too bad. Janitor's managed to clean everything up by looks of things.
How dreadfully
Okay.
sad.
Maintenance, everything's up.
How could you know for sure?
Do with fixing the
My
beds.
show is over. They can't be
Oh,
getting
he's doing it,
better,
okay.
can they?
Hygiene.
Students
Might be
are
worth
invited
just
to
sticking
places
a...
at once.
The only hygiene, there are very few hygiene related things, which I don't quite understand, but you can put the hand sanitizers in every room. They also they're one of the few things that let you put something right next to the door. So they're a good one to just tuck in and get a few bonus sanitization points. We should really have... You can put like sinks and stuff in the bathroom once it's a bit bigger. Right. What was the other overlays? Room prestige. Yeah, so these are very low prestige rooms, which I'll start moaning about in a bit. Okay, that's fine. So, don't... Sell an artifact and use the sell item. Select an artifact. Use the sell item to trade in for items with cash. Artifacts raise prestige and attract, so you may want to hold on to them if you can afford it. So are these artifacts then? Oh, it is. Okay. So how do you get more of them then? Because I presume it's probably given us... See, it dropped the plot value. It's probably given us enough to do 20 grand. Ah, okay. So how do I get more of them? Money may not grow on trees, despite my best efforts, but it does seem to crystallise over years. I'd grown fond of that mouldy old stuff, but then again, I do like money. I'll leave the business decisions to you. I'm more of an ancient ideas man anyway. The 2 research projects available that our teaching staff could contribute to. Academic research will help improve our campus.
Frequently asked questions. No, I will not be your friend.
I think the research room is 4x4, isn't it? So I don't think I can actually fit it in. Because I could squeeze something in there. I've not got room. I'd have to extend the building. And that's quite expensive. What do you want here? You want a water cooler. Okay, you can do that. Let's put it there. It's quite a good one, a water cooler, because it's both a social thing and like hydration. So 9 grand. Excellent. Oh, and the next one as well. 11 grand there. Cool. So we're almost up to 67k. So I don't know where you get more. Oh, is this an artifact being revealed? Is that what's going on?
Students are reminded to.
Because it seems to be a penny farthing, I think. That must be how it works. So it must, if it was bigger, you would have more of these being revealed. Okay. So I'm guessing across the course of a year, there'll be enough courses to reveal that. Whoops, wrong. Yeah, so we're about we're halfway through the dig site courses. And is this about half revealed? It looks like it, doesn't it? Or maybe a third. 2/3 rather. Okay. So, it's given us the goals now to get 1 star. Yeah, boredom's gone up. Might just leave that until the end of the academic year. What we do want to check on is this. So, this is the... Wait, how many students have I got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, it is 14. Okay, so half of them haven't actually been through the first course yet. Ah, happiness is quite low for Callum. Bored stiff. Okay. Okay, yeah, he's got no entertainment at all, has he? Room prestige is also pretty low, but then he's in the toilet, so it's not surprising. Okay, so we need a bit of entertainment. In fact, we could probably put something in the dormitory as it's so big. So, entertainment. Let's put they're kind of themed items. I wish the dorms would take like more general stuff. But let's give them a clown jest, because obviously a wizard's owl. So that's in the dorm room. And then in the corridor, let's give them some games, arcade cabinets. And then driving one. What else can we afford? These are quite good as well, the payphones. They seem to be quite keen on using those. So we'll put a few of them in. So that gets a lot more entertainment. How are we doing? 13 grand, that's okay. We have now successfully discovered an artifact. Oh, I missed that. Here we go. Artifact value 3,000. So we could either move it and put it somewhere on the
I
campus,
hope you've taken your medication because it's time for the Harrison Wolf show.
which increases the plot prestige. It's giving us a lot of worms. Or we could sell it, basically.
It's me, Harrison Wolf, the voice of freedom screaming into a thankless night. It's gonna be a huge show today, so I'm gonna eat a big old sandwich.
Okay.
Let's power up and power on.
So, let's say,
Administrator is reminded to stay
so I might turn them off because it's probably a bit much for. I don't think I did any career ones. Probably a bit much for streaming, but basically, you can get up to 3 stars, and they get more complicated as you go along. To some extent, 3 stars is only really achievable after multiple years because it usually requires to have a certain number of students, either from a financial point of view, that the amount of income you're getting from rent and stuff like that, or simply it'll have a target of 80 students or something like that. So you usually need to wait a few years. Staff on a break, nowhere to relax. Consider building a staff room. So that was what I was thinking about putting in that gap there. I think we'll put one in there. It's just staff room. So it should fit in there. There we go. All you need for that is just like a chair, basically.
Staff are reminded that dogs don't eat homework.
But we'll put a little bit of extra in. It's quite beneficial to. In fact, where's me funky? Where's me funky? Let's go with me rainbow. Carpet. Yeah, let's give him a TV and some tea because it's British. There we go. That'll do us. Oh, here we go. Invaders coming in. I don't like this mechanic. Oh, crikey. So it's disaster prone as well.
On campus. Oh no.
Blimey. What we need is a janitor with defense, because non-defense janitors won't attack them. Where are you? Where's the invaders? Are you an invader? Oh. No, don't restart the vending machine. Remove the invaders, please. So do this this thing here. Will they squirt them with a squirty gun? Did they get rid of them? But you can tell if it's worked or not, because halfway through. Yeah, so that one worked, so it gives him the brush off. There should be another one somewhere. If it doesn't work, it just sort of fails squirting, and it has to go through the cycle. Oh, here we go. Here's the other one. But only guys with defense are able to do this. You see, you can train them up, but say we can't even. We're getting a nice amount of cash, but
Education is
you usually can't afford training rooms and research rooms to start with. Cool. So that's both of them gone. So we should get a little report here. If you remove all of them, you get 10 grand. It never gets sufficiently high that 10 grand isn't a better reward. If I only defeated one of them, it would only give me 2 grand per defeat. So it's always weighted so that it's better to get all of them. But say this is one of those things where it'll just keep going up, and you need more and more janitors with more, better and better defense scores, and it becomes just a bit of a pain because it sort of.
Why don't they try something a little funkier? I mean, how many times do we have to do the same old bunch of astronaut things? Why not send up a load of sandwiches? Or a robot? Or that angry badger that lives in my garden? Because it doesn't fit with their agenda. That's why.
Quite like the pseudo-conspiracy theory guy.
frequently asked questions. No, you can't have an extension.
So we have speed controls as well. I might just slam it on, because we're not far off the end of the year. Assistant needed in library 1. So that's because this is one of the sort of hidden mechanics in the game. It never really explains to you. But when your teachers go on, and assistants and whatever go on break, you need someone to fill in. So you end up, at the very minimum, really you need like a spare teacher and a spare janitor and a spare assistant. But we'll just leave it for now because there's no course being, there's no one required here. You get this a lot as well. I don't know why He's got stuck, but he's got stuck. Can he do anything? Clean the toilet for us. So, what I might do is make this a bit bigger. But we've got 103 grand now. Wasn't one of the plots quite cheap? 50 grand, okay. I think I might buy that. Because what we can probably do is use all of this. In fact, can I sell these artifacts? I'm not sure if I can or not. We might end up using all of this for a range of plots, and then that'll let us build a nice big campus room. I've not really worked out whether there's any sort of advantage to... Oh, you did a follow as well, Dazzling Duck. Why did that not pop up with an alert? Looks like my integration's failed. Thank you for the follow, then. I'm sorry it's a bit late, but it's meant to give me like a notification, but it's not that. What are you guys moaning about? This usually means they're going to fail the year. Right, okay. We might slow it down a little bit then. Because to help them with not failing, because failing, it like basically costs you money effectively. That's like quite matters, but it also impacts your reputation, I think. And like reduces the number of applicants the next year. Oh crikey, there's only one course left. I don't suppose you're on that course, are you? No, I need to go to this one. How many failures have we got? We only got the one. Got old Monty Fingers. He is doing that course now.
Okay. Did you just forget what you were going to say?
Okay. So he may get better. The other way of boosting up their experience and stuff is to use private tuition.
It feels right.
And we do need a room to do that.
I remember now. Here's the song.
But I don't think I'd need to hire another teacher. I don't know that there'd be enough time for him to do it. Because effectively the last month is a non-month, I think. I'm not sure if it counts. I normally try and check somewhere, you know, towards the end of the month to see if anyone is about to fail. Okay, so, I mean, we need the private tuition room anyway. So let's just pause it for a minute. And then move some of this out of the way. They're quite small, the private tuition rooms. It's not a space issue. That's annoying. No. Put this one over here. And move out these out. In fact, probably could leave them. So we want a private tuition room, because I think they're quite, yeah, 3x2, that's fine. I should really, because you can build like templates, you can have template rooms, and for these first ones I should really do that. I always end up building them the same, because it's got some really nice like quality of life type features. It's got like you can basically copy and paste rooms, which is a huge help. So we'll do that. We need another teacher to run it. Have we got a teacher? No, they're both level 1. Let's go with Irakuga. Okay. And then what you do, or what I can do, is send him for private tuition. As I say, whether he'll actually do it or not, I don't know. But effectively, private tuition is like a way of getting them to repeat a course. Are you going to go straight away? Oh. No. They also do think it's... So absolutely bursting means he needs to go to the toilet. And I don't quite know why they don't do it during the courses, but they don't, basically. So at some point, he'll go to the loo. Yeah, you see profits drop down because we've not got... Oh, I forgot to put that. I'm not a massive fan of this mechanic either. Temperature one. It's just an extra thing to put in your buildings, basically. But yeah, alright, got another request. You get little bonuses as well for fulfilling these requests. So this person had to have something old and crusty to stare at. Archaeology tools, okay. You unlock them all with kudos.
Oh yeah. Crumley's unfoldable pizza.
Can't place on a dig site, okay.
Frozen pizza. And when it's unfolded, well, you've got yourself a whole pizza. Just like Mum used to make.
Existing item cannot be reached. Okay. Is that because I put it too close? Yeah, okay. It's a bit funky with, or a bit finicky with, like, the, you know, access points. Sometimes you have to sort of pick a room up and put it back down again and it'll suddenly be fine. 6 grand, okay. So, Wiki Starbottom, Silverbottom rather, is very excited after his recent visit to campus. He almost bought a giant inflatable fossil to celebrate, but decided on donating the money to campus instead. Thanks, Wiki. 10 grand, nice. I say I normally just accept all of these, and when they happen, they happen. And I don't tend to try and force them to be good results or anything. I am wondering if I've accidentally blocked off access to this. Anyway, so what we can do, as I say, is we can use this plot next year when it asks us to build extra buildings. So this is him doing that personal goal, basically. But once they've done that, you get a little bonus. They don't really tell you, though. What do you want now? Planning table, okay. So I assume I can put that in the dig site, okay. But yeah, often it's to go and look at a thing, or... So this symbol here means they want to join a club. That's one of the things we do need to put in. Clubs, but they require more assistance. And there we go. So that's the end of the year. Did the guy fail? The academic year is over. The result stays here. End of the ceremony will commence shortly. So basically you get this award ceremony. And you step through and it shows you how you did. So he did fail in the end. Okay. I thought so, because there wasn't really time for him to do the private tuition. So that's annoying. And that's it, basically. So we got nothing. You can get all of these are different rewards. And they're things like a teacher did, leveled up, not leveled up, acquired several courses. And there's all sorts of different ones. And you get little bonuses for doing them. There's an odd sort of reverse difficulty curve in the game. If you played XCOM, you may be familiar with it as well. Big dig. Wiggy. Hello, chum. How's it going with the ancient treasure? Don't forget, the bigger the dig site, the more artifacts you'll find. So yeah, so that's the next goal. We'll sort of increase this. Before you can start the new year, you have to fulfill any requirements it gives you, basically. I think we're probably going to have to take a loan because we do need a second dig site. We can probably we can probably move these over. It lets you do that with other buildings. I'm not sure if it will with the dig sites, but we shall see. And you have to fulfill the requirements. Now, what we also want to do is to manage courses, because this impacts, so you can level the courses, or you can buy in extra courses, and they cost these 20 points, for example, and that was 30. So we could add in a general knowledge case, because that's only 10, and upgrade this. It increases, so you can just see, basically, it increases the number of applicants you can get, which we want, because that's more tuition fees, more rent, room rates. It increases the number of students you can have, so we can do a little bit more fiddling with the learning rate and stuff like that. And increases this max qualification level. I'm not sure what that does, because the students level way beyond that max level. So I don't quite know what that one achieves. But so yeah, we probably want to upgrade it to that to get us more students. The question is whether we also want to add on a general knowledge course. Oh, you can also see, so when you're doing this, it impacts what you need. So if we take it up to level 2, we also need a new teacher, but we don't need a new room. So that stays at +2, and it's still at +2. But it is telling us that because we got to hire a new teacher, who is going to cost 30 odd grand, because they're quite expensive teachers, that's why that cost is going up. So we can effectively balance this against these factors here. So we know if we level it up, we need 64,800 coming in. So if we increase the tuition fees, so they're absolutely delighted at that. Don't know that I want them absolutely delighted at this stage, but yeah. So if we take it to that, then that gets us slightly happy students. Can I increase that and stay on 100? Yes, I can. So we can bring in 16 students. And a lot of these are just for information. So we've got 13 continuing as well. Okay. So they actually need a computer lab and a science lab. Okay. Okay, there's a lot of stuff to unlock as well. Okay. Right. So I think we'll go with that. Normally I try and get this a bit higher, as I say, above 100%, but I think we're a bit strapped for cash, really. Oh, and I guess because I've dropped the number of students, it's actually, we don't need another teacher because we don't need another thing. I'm guessing what that's showing. So let's have a look. If we added on a general knowledge as well. Yeah, we'd need, because the general knowledge just takes one lecture room, so we'd need a general knowledge teacher and another lecture theatre, as well as the science lab and the other one. So as you can see, it just blows our potential budget. But I say part of that is a teacher at 30ish grand. But we're going to have to extend the building. I think we've been that for now. Next year students 29. Okay, so let's confirm that. So 29, so if 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So it would be 4 per bed, wouldn't it? 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28 with one more. Okay, let's put another bed in. And fingers crossed they're okay with that. We've got plenty of room. We can put more beds in. But we don't want to splash too much cash. We're probably going to need another wardrobe then. Yeah, 3 is probably okay. Now, we need to extend this, but what we can do is we can pick this up. No, we can't. Okay, so you can't move dig sites. Ah, okay. Would we close it then? How would we get rid of it? Wow, is a dig site just permanent?
Security breach. Please change your passwords. Sorry.
I was afraid of that. You do get some mechanics that it doesn't tell you about. And you sort of have to discover them. Okay. So we can easily make it bigger. It's already the minimum size. Okay. Now what, do we actually need another dig site? We do. We also need a computer. So if we put this down here. Let's just put it down here so they can access it. Okay. We already have 2 teachers, don't we? Okay. So, I think I'm going to edit this. Where am I going to expand it? If I expand it here, how much will that cost? Because what do I need? I need a computer lab. They're quite big.
It didn't happen. Not to me.
If it's the same building, anyway. Computer lab. Computer lab. 4x4. That's not as big as I thought. But we need a student. We're going to need a student lounge as well. 4x4. Okay. Yeah, let's go with that. What I tend to do, as I say, there's this like reverse difficulty curve to the game. And I tend to just sort of squeeze everything in as much as I can to start with. And in a few years' time, we'll have absolutely loads of cash rolling in from all the tuition fees and dormitory fees. And then you can basically go on a spending spree and just massively level everything up. And that's how you get the stars, or how I've been getting the stars. I don't think I've built one of these rooms, actually. This appears to be a... What's it called? A bomb. The, you know, the code breaking seems to be based on that. Right, and then what else? What's this? I haven't built one of these at all.
Some expressions are more than a little strange, like getting up on the wrong
Let's see if we can
side
get a
of
window
bed.
or two in.
What are you talking about? If you're having a lousy day, there's no need to vilify.
So this helps level up very easily. I might put that in. In fact, let's put all that in as well. We need an aircon. And that's what we'll put in it. So we really need a... In fact, let's move that. To move doors, you have to edit the room.
Unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me.
So we'll do that. And then we'll put student lounge in here if we can afford it. Because we've got 27 grand left. Student lounge. Because they're quite small. Let's make it 3x4. But we do it like recommends basically nothing, and it's not very good. You've got to put a lot more stuff in the student lounges, because otherwise they don't really serve any purpose. Another chair in. Can I get any of the food things in? Let's get a microwave, a kitchen sink. So microwave counts as food and the kitchen sink as hygiene.
Announcement. Hitting the box doesn't mean what you
We
think
can also
it
put a
means.
them in there, because that's where the door is. And of course we need an aircon. Probably need... Can I move these? To get us a good... Because that needs Justin as well. Oops. We put those there. So we have infinite time. It's not on a clock. This what we don't have is infinite money in Kudosh. So even if we took out loans, you know, you reach a point where you can't really do anything else.
Visitors should be checked in and then removed immediately.
Okay, because what we also need is a research lab and a teacher training room. Don't know that I can afford. I can't afford a research lab. Can't afford a training room, okay. So I think I'm going to extend the bathrooms.
It's the end of today's show,
Up.
but don't worry. Every ending is the opportunity for you to...
Because we're getting about
you know,
30 students.
go and do something else.
Getting about 30
When
students
life
in.
flushes a toilet, it starts showing a cool movie at that theater downtown. So, have a good one, my friends. See you next time.
Might also put in a bit of temperature control now.
Staff are
We
reminded
should
to
be able to
be
put a sink.
inspirational.
Oh no, of course it doesn't like sinks underneath that. underneath the thing. I've certainly put a sink and a hand dryer in to give it a effectiveness boost, basically. Might be able to sneak in. I like these posters, are quite funny. This is a how to use a toilet poster, which is actually based on, I'm not sure what country it might be. I think it's an Asian country, but there is a poster. Instructions on how to use a toilet. Because some countries they don't have toilets. So that's what it's trying to do, but it's sort of confusing. So, what am I going to go with? Let's go with a, don't drop your toilet down the, oh, I can't, let me put it in. Okay. Let's go with a wash your hands poster in here. Oh, the bathrooms and stuff, you can make them quite big and put quite a lot of stuff in them. Like, put lots of plants in. We haven't really got much decorative stuff, but so it's a bit of a luxury at the moment. So we've got too many people trying to use the student lounge already. I might make that bigger. Oh, I've got 15 grand now. Okay, because what we need to put in as well is a club. So the clubs, you can put all the club stuff outside, which can be a bit of a godsend. But you need an assistant to man the booth. We have 4 clubs. So we've got this Power Nap Club, which basically, it kind of, anyone who's a member of the Power Nap Club doesn't need to sleep. They get rest. So it's a really, like, generally very useful one to have. The Speed Walking Club is good if you've got lots and lots of the campus, because it means the students can, because sometimes they can miss the classes because they can't get to them. The book club stand is another great one because that increases learning rate. That's particularly like we have here when you've got hard courses. That's very useful because it improves their learning rate. The nature club one is more for campuses. Some campuses have like decorative requirements, so like the attractiveness of the campus has to be quite high. And that's quite a useful one because then the club members actually go around doing janitorial jobs basically. So I think what we'll put in is the learning one, the book club, because we've already had somebody fail. You have to put these extra things in, as we don't have to, but as the members of the club like level up in the club, they want these extra things. They're like features for them to go and talk and socialise at. I put them in when it asks you to though. That's kind of one of my tips because they're quite expensive, and you don't need them until you've got people at those levels. So we'll put the book stand in there with the intention of just plopping the other bits there. What we do know though is an assistant to run it. We now have library people. We need this as well. You get pastoral care. So basically, when your students have like social problems. So I think if we go with a library guy and put him in there, and then we get you, and we put you on the book stand. And I think we're probably there, because I haven't got any money left anyway. So, start next year. Oh, I've put that. We'll leave that one for now, because hopefully we'll get more bookworm one. Did you see? So they've already want this bookworm. I say I would never put them in until you've got the request. So once our students arrive, are they all here? Yeah, well, you shall see. So it's not quite 100%. Okay, we probably need one more bed. So I mean, we might be able to cheat it with carpets, but let's put another bed in because they're not that expensive. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I need 1 of them to balance it up. Okay, so still not gone to 100. That's annoying. So let us put some carpets in. What carpet am I going to use? Let's go with a rubber ducky. In fact, can I unlock a new one? Or have I got all the carpets? They're rugs, aren't they? I think I've unlocked all the carpets. Yeah. let's go with the ducky. So what I normally do is put one underneath each of the beds, because you know they're then not in the way. And you can fit loads of them in. But posters are a really great thing as well for doing decorative. Okay, so let's bump them up to 100. So yeah, the appreciation is based on all three of these. But the biggest factor is the number of beds, basically. So that gets us our maximum accommodation, our maximum rent. So they're queuing up here still. Yeah, up to 20 grand profit, nice. Okay, so they want this textbook cubicle. This is for the library. We'll get a load of requests for different cubicle types. So we'll probably have to extend the size of the library, but we'll do that sort of when we need to. It might be worth getting a janitor who can do an upgrade. So you're both trying to use that. Some of these are just for attractiveness, others are actual sort of teaching aids.
Students are reminded that you came here on purpose.
I say so. I mean, there's a lot of like support rooms that we need to add. Teacher training, research. The research is a tricky one because you can do researches that. Okay, Statue of Love. Okay. You do researches that actually earn you money. But of course you need to get a teacher to do the research. Let's have a little area here. Because there's a whole load of the friendship and love stuff. And I quite like to group it all together. Listening to a book reading. Fake Eruption. The naming is great. It's that procedural system, but you can customize a lot of things as well if you want. I don't think the students, but certainly the assistants, you can outfit them basically. And it gets another use for Kudosh. So let's give them a maroon vest. One of the things I need to get a handle on is assigning staff to jobs. Oh crikey, we've not got 2 failures already. 4 failures. Wow, okay. You can avoid that, I say, by sort of decreasing the intake and stuff and getting a higher level of student. But we're a bit too close to the wind, cash-wise, for doing that yet. So what we can do is try and send them for private tuition. Unfortunately, that'll then be 4 people, which I don't think they'll get through in a year. Hi, I'm here for a visit. I hope you were expecting. Oh, the teacher's not even in there. I bet the teachers are probably need another one. Personnel, student, staff are. Okay, so they're both teaching courses, aren't they? Have we got parallel courses then? Yeah, we have. So we need a third one to be able to have... Because they'll do private tuition in these gaps, but it's always worth having sort of a spare one. Because they'll get tired from not being able to take a rest as well. So you're a level 2, okay. Oh! You have now fully discovered all the artifacts in your dig site. Place them around the campus for artifacts and prestige. Or sell them for extra... Oh, I didn't see that. Okay.
Such are the demands on a world-class detective and conversationalist.
No rest for a world-class detective and conversationalist.
Arriving at Flackley House, our inspector was met with 2 familiar smells. One promised scones, the other calamity.
So if this is tapped out for artifacts,
Lovely.
not entirely sure I understand that. Also, not sure what the earthquakes are doing. Okay. So if this is fully, I say, fully tapped out for artifacts, but I can't move the room and I can't. Oh, okay, so we need pastoral as well. Which should fit in this gap here. Let's make it 3 by 3.
Unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me.
See if we can get a window in. It's another one pastoral where it quite a bit to level it. You know, I put a lot of the stuff in. Because this one here, in particular, the bookcase, improves its effectiveness, as does the cabinet. Let's put a thing in. I got that in already. Let's put a carpet in as well. Yeah. I like the trying your best kitty as well. Get him in. Oh, you're not letting me put a carpet in. Okay. Anyway. So yeah, so we now need an assistant with. Oops. With. Oh, we had assistants with pastel.
If you hear this, please drink some water. Thank you.
That's annoying. Let's get a comic relief guy then. No, in fact, there's no point doing that because he can't work there. I wonder why it's doing that to me. Because all I've got is a library guy and aerodynamics.
And
6
so
days.
to tea,
Okay.
where the sandwiches came and went without the intervention of evil. Though Blambry feared the host had been a little overzealous with the cucumber. When, quite of a sudden, the lights went out.
Oh, sorry, I'm always doing that.
The light came up, and Blambry began to doubt himself. Perhaps what he felt was nothing but a herring of red. Alas.
Oh, come on.
The trifle! The trifle! They've stolen the trifle!
Yeah, we had pastoral ones before. That's a bit cheeky. Other option is to build a room to train them in. So how do you get rid of the dig sites then? I guess it must be that it still serves as a teaching place, but it's just one we won't get any more of the artifacts out. I guess that's what it must be. I wonder if I can do the... Oh, I got loads of personal requests. Hang on. So, oh, I've been neglecting that at all. So defeated everyone. That's good. We've got 10 grand for that. I say I always just accept them. So you want a love bench, okay? Put that next to the Euros. We then want action film, okay. Schedule that for. I usually try and slip them in. It's worth when they do the requests. It's usually worth repeating it because you just get it every year. But I usually put it in and then check the timetable and adjust it so that it's in one of the gaps. So if we put it in there, and it gives basically they give like happiness bonuses. Well, they give different bonuses, but that one's movement speed and happiness. It depends what the type of film it is, I think. But basically, see the happiness and stuff gives them a little boost. Basically, it counteracts some of the negative because we haven't got half the things we need to keep the students happy. What I did want to check again, though, is how we're doing grade-wise. So we only got 2 of them failing now. Okay. He's very, or she, right, Annabelle Butt, is very unhappy because they're ill.
Doctor,
So hoping it might
return
hold
to
off
the
on that.
hospital. Thank you.
Because we need a medical room as well. We also haven't got enough food stuff. Okay. So this is this reverse difficulty curve, because in a few years' time we'll have so much cash that we can basically just blow it on assistants and all sorts of stuff. So, we need a digital console. Oh no. Wait. What? Digital computing data. Don't we have a computer room though? Oh, unlock with research. Sorry, I missed that. Crikey. So this is a archaeological table. Okay.
What am I going to do with my life?
So
I
how
just
about we
don't
put
know.
this in now? And it now.
What?
I don't know why that one's not being used.
Foundation Learning Center and replace your mind with the power of the orb.
Okay.
Oh, amazing.
Jasmine
Look at that then.
report.
Thanks.
Fine. Student lounge party. Okay. Again, I usually go forward.
Students are
Timetable.
reminded that this is the fun
When would,
part.
I mean, that's not a bad time for that full stop, is it? So we'll just leave it there. I'll say it's worth. I think it's worth, scheduling for a year, because otherwise you just get the same request pops up every year. Park bench, okay. Let's put that where? Let's put it over here. I haven't got any like decorative stuff on this at all. It's all a bit sort of lacking. So that was our December digital console. Okay, and we've only got 36 days, so we might as well reject that because the researches usually take sort of 200 days. So even if we were to build one, which I think we can afford now,
Distracted
because what I would need to
students should tell
do
that they're listening.
is extend the campus building, which why don't we do? Yeah. Yeah, it's because all this stuff's in the way, basically. Why are you not letting me build that? Let's see if we can get that in though, but as I say, we wouldn't actually be able to do it because most of the researches take a couple hundred days. I build it now? No. I wonder why it won't let me add on to that. Very odd.
Students are reminded to set reminders.
Maybe it's because I'm not. Oh, it's because I'm not using edit building. That's why. Hopefully they'll still be able to get in and stuff. Okay.
We're sorry for the litter that you... Oh, sorry, that's mine.
So this is great, this feature, being able to pick up the rooms. Doesn't cost you anything. Right, so let's build a research facility. Since we're all moaning about that, I don't know.
We interrupt our mystery
Again,
for the new
minimum size.
Hotspot lighthouse gone missing.
And
Student
some of these
strikes
do
cause
increase
university closure,
research
and mayor threatens to triple taxes.
capability.
Now that's done, we can return to the
Get a
matter
couple
at
of them in.
hand. Will Inspector Blanbury crack the case? Wouldn't you like to know?
Don't these as well. No, they're attractiveness. Okay. Let's put windows in. That. Right, what's the club moaning about? They want a big book. Okay.
The administrator is reminded to stay hydrated.
Oh, I think it's just telling me that they found one. Ah, okay. So we got another one. We've already got one of them, so I might as well sell that one. Career goal completed. Okay. 136 leveled up. Nice. Any others? So, what was the research? I mean, it's gone now, but what was the research? Here you go, you see? So you get 25 grand for doing that research, which is a really good payback for what it is. But it ties up a teacher for 150 days. Oh, and that's a kudos one, okay. Oh, so I can't actually do the thing that they're asking for anyway.
Students are reminded to have the
Maybe it
time
needs a
of their
level 2
lives.
machine, maybe? I'm just going to leave it for the time being. Because what I really want to also put in is a training room. Right. And there's something that... Let's put a tea table in, if we can. And... Was it the poster? No. I'm sure there's something here that increases... Oh, it's that one, isn't it? I've not unlocked it. Okay, let's just do that. Get some training scheduled, because apparently... let's not do you. Let's do you. We'll put you on as pastoral. And we'll see if we can also hire...
Is non-refundable.
Oh, we can. We got someone pastoral. We haven't got anyone with medical though, have we? I think that's because I would need to build the room. Where can we put that? If we move these. This. And maybe there. There. Hopefully we can get a medical thing in there.
Tuition
3 by
fees
3.
are expensive, and education is priceless.
And medical power. In fact, actually.
But who would do such a thing? Who would stoop to the lowly heights
Okay.
populated only by
Now, we
reprobates
don't
and tribal
have-
thieves?
To the kitchen!
No.
Indeed, the trifle was gone without so much as a trace. However, in its place was a single
So let's
white
do...
glove.
You're doing pastoral, so if we do you as medical as well.
Why? A glove! The fiend must have removed it in the excitement. What good is a glove, dear Blanbury? A glove is
So
no
what don't we
good.
have? We've got a student
Ah, but it may
oh, we haven't
lead
got a
us
student
to
union.
Fetch the hounds!
Okay, how are we doing on the requests? So we want a love trumpet.
Visitors
A rather
should
unsubtle
proceed and
pun, that
be
one.
served immediately.
14 grand. One applicant. Okie dokie. Yeah, I think we need another teacher. But we also need to assign one of our existing teachers to be able to do research. So let's do another level 1. Or both of them, actually. So you can do these things where you can get the better at doing particular jobs. And I think you can assign them to specific jobs. I haven't figured out how to do it though. So I'll make you both good for research. They also, I mean, they want training as well. You have to train people basically, so they get unhappy. Usually have to give them pay rises and stuff as well. Which, you know, I mean, should be grateful for their job, shouldn't they? Right, so if we give you both, well, we'll give one of you mechanics. Okay. So what are we missing? I mean, we don't have the course,
Students are reminded
like the
to
marketing
get to
thing.
places at once.
3 invaders, okay. That's annoying because he's just gone for his training. That was perfect timing on my part then, wasn't it? Right. Right, I did want to check on our students again. Yes, there we go. So everyone's on a pass at least. It can go down, so they can go, as they do the courses, they can like fail individual courses, but we've only got 2 left, so hopefully we'll be okay. Because one of the things it does do, even if it doesn't affect your general reputation, if I'm wrong about that, it does mean you can't get the award associated with it. Okay, so here we go. A lot with research. Oh, here we go. Digital computer. I can't start it. Staff with internet history. I see. Ah, okay. So why would we want to do that on this campus? That seems a bit weird. I'm just going to reject that then.
They followed the
Oh, I didn't do
arms
that.
through the grounds, the crunch of the gravel building to a crescendo of narrative tension, and then to grass and sight of the lake and the old willow, where, sitting against the weeping tree, they found the gloveless culprit. None other than Foggleton, the butler.
Oh, Foggleton, how could you?
Never did the stuff.
I'm fired, aren't I? I should think so, yes.
In fact, let's put.
Frequently asked questions. No, you can't have an extension.
So you don't need it to be perfect, it's just you don't want them overheating. So we haven't done a single one of these because this is what they do. So they come in and break stuff. So it's like, oh, there we go. So he is now doing that one, but it's failed, you see. And you need to level up there, or get, you know, high level ones in. I say it's sort of like they type a janitor doing the, you know, the kicking out job, which doesn't always work. And then they type a janitor in the things that they do. So it's like, you just need more and more and more janitors. Yeah, so he's defeated one of them at least. But I don't think we're going to get the other 2 in 20 days. 2 more requests. So I can't do any of those, can I? Because I can do the computer table.
Frequently asked questions. No, your chicken should not be.
So what I normally end up with is like a campus building that's absolutely rammed full, minimum size buildings, all of that sort of stuff. To the point where we end up with so much cash that I then just splurge and build like 3 lots and move all of the buildings around, make them all the rooms huge, level up all the equipment and all this sort of stuff. And then suddenly I get all 3 stars basically. So what are actually tasks? So 12. So leveling up the campus is a bit of an odd one. It's a bit opaque how you do that. Basically you need more staff, better qualified staff, more buildings, more plots with more buildings on, and higher leveled stuff in all the buildings. It's a bit sort of cumulative, and this is one of the things about it of not quite having solved the problem of telling you all the information. Henry Joshua, recording for 6-month health. Okay. I just leave all these on because eventually we'll probably hit them. So, did we ever get a member of staff trained in medical? Not students.
As they say, the butler did it. It just goes to show.
So we do now have someone with medical, but they're also pastoral. So they're in there. You're on the clock. I need more assistance, don't I?
It's a deliciously delicate balance.
So if we do medical in there.
Join me again tomorrow for more criminally underrated radio. Ta-ta!
How did we do with the invaders? Yeah, so we couldn't get one because one of them, or a janitor, was doing trading. So we only get 2 grand, you see. Helium baboon wanted. Oh, I see. That's the event. So we haven't got a student union, so we can't do that. Excavation table. Okay, we can probably do that.
End of year is approaching. It's too late to start trying.
Oh, we've got another artifact. Oh, it's not finished. This one is then. Old broken pots. Lovely. I assume they level up in value? Because most of the things do. The longer they stay there, like the higher value they get.
Academic year is starting soon.
Oh, okay. Let's finish that one. 70%. So no one failed, so that's good. What do we get? We got King of Hearts, made 45 relationships. You see, you get little cash bonuses. And that's kind of why you want to do them, really. And Kudosh as well. Cool, okay.
Year is now over.
I did think, so there is another site that we can go to. I was only going to play this for a couple of hours and then try Cult the Land, because I've not sort of, I've had my PC since it came out, and I literally haven't started it. So I think we'll probably leave this one here. It's not going too badly, I say, considering we basically started with no money. Can I do any of these? So I can't do that research. Might as well let them in. So we can't do that because we haven't got a student union. That's our end of year statement. Oh, so health wasn't too bad. Cool. Okay. So I'll probably nip over to the other site. Yeah, so it just resets each time, doesn't it? But you can't move them. That's a bit interesting. Right, so if we go back to the map, it just so it saves every instance of every map you're working on, so you can just flit around between them if you like. So that's Pebberly Ruins. The other one we have access to is this one. Turn plain old students into charismatic, money-making stars for Bungle Records. Starting funds $250,000. Oh, nice. Okay. So let's see what this one's about. I don't think we'll play this one. So we'll just do about 20 minutes and then I'll swap over to Cult of the Lamb. Should hopefully be... So channel's meant to be sort of family friendly. And it does have violence and stuff. It's very cartoony.
Relationship with etching. I love the artsy atmosphere, the street performers, and all the shops dedicated to passions of mine like yo-yos and very woolly hats. I hate that a sandwich costs the same as a bicycle. But sadly, you can't have one without the other. Wherever there's a cool vibe, the expensive sandwich guys are sure to follow.
Okay. Welcome to Upper Etching, city's arts district, where Broke students and swanky executives coexist with no hint of irony. The campus was founded by well-meaning arty types who didn't believe in charging their students. However, music industry giants Bungle Records are always eager to pay for the next big thing. If we're going to make it in show business, we'll need to produce as much talent as possible. So we've got a musicality course, as well as countercultural studies. Student intake 20, okay. Hi there, I'm Jasmine Odyssey. You may have seen me, well, everywhere. I'm the pop star that everyone knows and nobody hates, weirdly. I'm contractually obligated to do one big favour for Bungle Records every few years. Why did I sign that? And they've asked me to help with your campus. Lucky for you, if I wasn't a countrywide multimedia icon, I'd be a really good campus administrator. Okay, so what do you want me to do then? We're not going to make beautiful music in such a horrible, sticky environment. It's never been done before. Some fans probably got in and left a mess. They can get a bit enthusiastic. You've got that to look forward to. Anyway, I'll go find some croissants while you tidy up a bit. Okay. Broken bar, okay. Interesting. Is everything? Oh no, it's a broken table now. So is it fixable? Interesting. So, we need a janitor, as it says, to do some janitorial work. We probably need this guy then. Maintenance and mechanics. Okay. Level 6 student union. So I assume if I just sell these off, get a tiny amount of cash. So they've had a bit of a party, haven't they? Get all of these. Okay. So we need at least one of these, the indoor tables, but we've got to make it level 6 as well.
Staff are reminded to be inspirational.
So it's level 5 at the moment. So what else can we put in? We could put in... What's good value? Let's put in a football table. Gets us a good chunk of the way. And maybe one or more of these 2-player games. That gets us to 6. Oh, I've got that too close to the wall. Talent is everywhere. You just have to know where to look. This reminds me of that time when I lost the demo tapes of Fish Whispers in that ravine. At first it seemed impossible to find, but once I did, I could afford all those houses. Anyway, every time one of our students levels up, Bungle Records would sell as a bonus. Okay. So it's a different money-making mechanic.
No windows in the old recording booth. And while I have made several written requests to our management, this is actually just the way I like it.
No charge. The campus doesn't believe in charging its students. We won't receive tuition fees, rent, or an XP bonus. Wow. Okay. Bungle Records want us to develop as much talent as possible. They'll pay us a fee whenever a student levels up. So effectively we do get a XP bonus, but via Bungle Records. Program your students with XP to maximise their potential and receive as much money as you can from Bungle Records. Okay. Interesting. I mean, we need an assistant. I mean, you have money to cover costs. Well, of course not. I mean, you know, we can't earn money. So, we need an assistant to run the bar. I assume we still get money for food and things like that. You know, vending machines. So if we get... Let's get the cheapest one for now. So the bar will work. And I think we might put in...
Students are asked not to ask questions.
Food things in somewhere. Let's say, because I'm assuming we still get them. Oops. You can reskin a lot of stuff, so I think these are the same chairs. Is that a bench? And that's a bench. So it's just a reskinned one. Again, I tend to leave a lot of that stuff because, you know, until I've sort of got some cash to play with, because I have to end up selling a lot of things as I'm moving buildings around. Moving rooms. Oh, okay. So I'll make those standard. Okay.
No, I will not be your friend.
That's quite a list of things, isn't it? Okay. So we definitely need teachers. Let's get to Phoenix. And let's get... Wait, what were you a teacher in? Let's do it like this. Water Phoenix is countercultural, so I need the other one. We need this one. Lula Masterstroke. Oh, there you go. So that's our teachers. Then we need a gym. A lecture theatre, obviously. Everything needs a lecture theatre. And... recording studio. Not built one of them before.
Stupid questions will make you look stupid.
So... that might fit it there, wouldn't it?
If it's quite all right with you, I'd like to discuss crockery. Any objections? No? Delightful. Yes, I don't know who needs to hear this. I'd imagine it's most of you, but plating is not optional. When you slop food onto a tray, you turn your
So I guess
food
it's a
into
lecture
slop.
theatre.
Remember, we use
Gyms
our
are a bit
eyes.
annoying because they
So I'm sure
quick.
some of you
Well, they
will
were
take
in the
that
other
as an
one.
instruction
They
to start
basically
shoving
demand
chowder
loads of
into
equipment
their
really
sockets.
quickly. Because all you need is those two to build it. But then it's suddenly like, we need this and this and this and this and this. And there's loads of equipment you can put in.
Staff are reminded
We'll
to
start with that.
reward students.
Recording studio, okay. Well, I presume I still need to build a dormitory. Oh wow, that's quite cheap, isn't it? Okay. Where should I put that then? Maybe if we put it... So I'm hoping I can maybe get bathrooms in there. So let's put this here. Actually, that's... yeah, no, that'll work. Door there. Ah, it's, I think that's in the... the trailers, that one. Oh, I didn't put any windows on.
Announcement. Hitting the books doesn't mean what you think it means.
So let's leave it for the time being at the basics. So we're going to need a dorm, I'm sure. How many students have we got coming? Oh, it's 2 courses. Okay. Now, do we want to fiddle with the settings? If we need people to level up, and we're not going to get any money unless they do level up. So, what benefit is there to keeping them happy in the dorms? Interesting. Okay. So maybe we both... oh, of course I don't have a tuition fee, do I? But I can decrease the number of students. But then what benefit does that gain me? Interesting. I say it tweaks the dynamics of the other thing. I just wonder why are they not happy if there's no tuition fee? We'll just leave it at the defaults then.
Hard work may or may
But yeah, we need a dormitory. But do we care if it's, like, you know, a bit rubbish and unpopular? I mean, I guess they won't level up as quick if they're unhappy. So much cash have I got? Let's do it that big. Let's put a couple of those in. It's what, 20 students though. So that'd be...
It's time for Agony Answers,
So
where
2,
I
4,
solve
6,
one of
8,
your
12.
tiny little problems with minimal effort.
That's probably
The
okay.
following is from Forlorn in Freshley. Nigel, the other day I accidentally left my dissertation on the bus. Could you please spread
What I
the
haven't
word and
checked
see if I can get
oh,
it back? Thanks in advance.
is whether or not we got any temperature
well,
issues.
this is what you
No.
get for
Okay, so that's a bit
riding
of a
the
relief.
bus. As
So
for
no
your
temperature
request,
issues.
I'd love to
We
help.
need a bathroom.
But if I did, how would you learn? You see my
Where are we going to put that? If we put that over here,
Tuition fees may be spent on administrative bonuses.
and then we don't need a shower. I say I should really template these bows. They're not that hard to build. So. What else? I guess. Oh, we've got Whacking Great Student Union. But if we're going to try and level people up, do we want to go straight in with a private tuition room? Yeah, let's get one in. And bookshelf. Get window in.
No unauthorized talking on campus. Thank you.
Should I get another teacher in? The trouble is, we've got 2 courses, haven't we? Interesting conundrum. Let's get another one with research and private tuition for that, whatever that course was. I think we start the year. Well, let's have a potentially missing. So we've got a union, but we don't have a lounge. We haven't got a teacher lounge. I can put that in later, or you know, medical, pastoral, any of that stuff. That's all fine. So yeah,
Students are reminded
could just go straight with a
grades
research
are
lab.
personal.
Library, I guess, is the other thing we've got to have to start with.
New from Smell My Cash. Being a student is hard enough.
Right, so we got like a music
Give
one
you
here.
loads of money.
Musicality.
Smell My Cash for students. Sure, you have to pay it back.
Encounter,
but
so they've
that's
both got.
future
Oh,
use problem.
they've both got bookcases. Okay. Okay. What's that? Oh, that's library steps.
Skills.
And then we need an assistant to run the library. And of course we haven't got one with... Why is it keeping giving me blooming marketing people? Let's just leave it and see if it ticks over into the new one. What ticks it into? It ticks into giving us the option for an assistant. Because I'm wondering if we put a learning thing in straight away, a learning club. No, you've given me a medical. Okay, thanks for that. Right. Because if we put the learning one in, although would a bunch of cool students, music students, join a nerdy club? But yeah, let's put one of them in straight away. And the assistant with this doesn't matter, so let's get the medical one for when we're eventually ready. Bet they're going to work in the library, are they? Typical. Okay, let's start the year. See what happens.
Welcome to the start of a new year. I'll be your host.
Open mic events. Run open mic events in the student union for live music on a budget. We'll also give our musical students a little extra XP. Okay.
New students should make a good first impression.
So we want to run... What's that? Open mic events. Okay. Where are they? So that's that one. So we want a bunch of them, really, then, don't we? Let's just move it up, though, in the usual thing.
Training students for
So I can work out where the
countercultural
good gaps are. So... we don't really want them overlapping with the music. Can I make it shorter? No, it wants it to be. Length, doesn't it? But if we stick a couple of them in. Because you don't really want them at the same time as the actual courses, because they level up in the courses as well. Oh, it's the countercultural that uses the gym. Okay. Okay. Looking ready for 15 grand. I mean, that's probably worth doing in this one because, you know, we want them up. We want them leveling up, don't we? Some of these will almost certainly be upgradable. I would guess. Is that upgradable? Oh no, okay.
Laughing at you, not with you, on 2 Point Radio. We can all do with an occasional chuckle. It keeps the blood fizzy and the...
Right, can we add any items?
So I present to you this next piece of music that is sure to give us all a good, long laugh.
So that increases learning power, so might as well get one of them in. What about that? That's learning power as well. Can you get one of those in, or is that too big? Might have to... these. What else?
This is a test announcement, not a real
Extra
announcement.
learning power for that. What about you? And you? Cool. Gonna run out of cash in a minute. Do you do anything? You're just attractiveness. The attractiveness is like the room level thing, so, and it does... Okay, it's another instrument. Room's too small for all of these, I think. Maybe I could... So, move that over. No. It's that one I've not put in. Okay.
If you don't know what
Posters
your
then.
class is it really worth going?
So attractiveness does, you know, improves the room standing basically. So then you get, yeah, they like the room better basically, so they'll essentially work faster. Cool. So it's level 6. bursting into gongs. Well, there you go. What did they think of the room? Does that matter? I don't know if it matters in this one. Have I got any items for the lecture theatre? Increase. I do. I don't think I can. Oh, I can fit that in.
The longer you've been revising.
He's jittering again. He's got stuck again. Can I fit this in as well?
Oh, sorry. Wasn't that terrible? Ah, I needed that. On the subject of laughing, and
You put
indeed
these. I didn't know this. You put these
I
behind
see
these.
many of our country's students are petitioning for additional
It's a bit
reading
weird, but-
materials. Frankly,
So we
I
just
find
lost
it
14
very
grand.
funny.
Brilliant.
If you didn't already possess
But Bungle's given us 22 grand for the
why would you
XP.
start the course?
Okay.
How bizarre.
Now, did we ever get a teacher? An assistant, rather. Who can... No, we got marketing still. Wow, look at them all using that. Okay. Okay, I already want to book one.
Plagiarism is not a belief system.
Hmm. Now, what about this? As I say, they need a lot of stuff. Well, they like a lot of stuff in the gyms. Don't want to put them in for now, though, because they're quite expensive, really. Like 6 grand and stuff. And that's fairly cheap, isn't it? Gambate kitty. Oh, some of them are huge as well, that vaulting course. Enormous. Well, that's not too bad. Doesn't do anything though. What about see, high jump? Huge.
Frequently asked questions. Yes, we are testing you.
So I don't really have sort of gameplay effect. Let's put you in then. Oops. Let me do that. I guess we could cheat this. Oh, what's the red? Oh. Okay, access to that. How are we doing then? 26k from. Cool. So actually, this I'm not about sure about this because I would normally max this out to get the rent, but we're not getting it. I guess it affects the student happiness as well, which I think impacts the
Security breach. Please change your passwords.
learning
Sorry.
rate, but I'm not 100% sure about that. So I'll upgrade that again. So we've got the cash. Is anyone doing badly? It's got a few D's. What was that? Oh yeah. We have got a few D's.
Today on Sir Nigel Reviews, I was faced
We're only
with
a third of the way through
formidable
the year,
task
so-
of critiquing the inventively named Chewy Gum. Yes, I am tasked with assessing the various merits and shortcomings of this interminable taffy. I like a jaunt and a jape as much as the next fellow, but I draw the line at such chewy vulgarity as this. chewy gum. Thanks, but no thanks.
There we go.
Frequently asked questions.
So it's 5:05.
What's in your frog?
Oh, so not such a big bonus then. So it's well worth sitting and watching the anyway, particularly if you got, in a sense, no tasks and nothing to do, because they are quite fun. Oh, of course I didn't build a staff room, did I? So let's do that then. You've bought it? Not yet. 5 grand. Okay. Splurged all my money on upgrading the lecture theatre.
It didn't happen. Not to me.
Not keen, obviously. I'm glad they didn't do a Simlish type vocal thing. I think I'd like the Sims more if they didn't have that. I just found it really quite annoying, the Simlish. So he's got a pastoral issue. Of course we can't service. Oh, we gained some money from someone. Okay, we should be able to put a staff room in.
Not a belief system.
What was badunk? Back poster. Okay, you can do your back poster. Can't afford? Oh, okay. The bundle bonus was not sufficient. Okay. It's due to the wages. I mean, it said they level up with this. I didn't see anyone leveling up. But we got courses on the go now, so hopefully they will properly level up. Anyway, yeah, I was going to switch over to Cult of the Lamb.
We're approaching the twilight of today's radio voyage. If you're just tuning in, then I am sorry. But like ships in the night, we pass for only the briefest of nautical moments. Perhaps we'll meet again in some distant port. Perhaps you'll get your act together and tune in earlier tomorrow. Who knows? I've been Captain Bickleworth, righting ships, dropping anchors,
Food mixes,
and
isn't it?
out of Sailor Talk on 2 Point Radio. Ahoy!
If you don't know where your class is it really worth going?
I mean, we seem to be getting passive income, I presume, from things like the food and stuff. So we should be able to do the back post now. So I don't quite know where that money's come from. But so it's sort of one of the things of this game. It could do with a bit more. Still could do. I mean, compared. It was one of the criticisms for Hospital. Got quite a lot of broken toilets. Oh no. Defense suggests we're going to get invaded at some point. Okay. What do you want? You want a textbook cubicle, do you? Hmm. I couldn't help but overhear that you don't get any money from your musicality students. That doesn't seem very fair now, does it? Oh, okay. We'd be more than happy to help your campus financially, provided that you show your students that the orb is the perfect shape and the perfect solution, of course. See you round. Orb Club. Okay, so we got a new club. Okay. What does that do then? Orb club. Oops. The orb stand is the perfect shape and the perfect solution. Received money from club members. Okay. Not that I can afford it, because I seem to have tanked my cash again. I mean, what I could do is force some people into private tuition, which should level them up.
Unattended sandwiches will be eaten by me.
Some people are quite unhappy as well. So, if we force some of these into private tuition, because we've got a teacher stood there, basically not doing anything. So let's get some of those to at least try and attend tuition. It should level them up. But yeah, I can't afford this orb thing. Didn't I just send you for private tuition? No, I didn't. Wrong one. Okay, so a different challenge to this one then. Managing the money in a different way. So I assume we can still take out loans and stuff. Yeah. So if it became too problematic, we could
Tuition fees
try
may be
and do
spent
that.
on administrative bonuses.
Monthly XP bonus. Oh, 14 grand from Bungle. So yeah, we're hemorrhaging cash really. But that's nearly leveled up. They're all in the things now. Surprised they're not leveling up a bit more. Maybe I should have gone with reducing the intake and stuff. There we go. There's a few bonuses there. Right. So, can I quickly sneak in the club? Before we somehow mysteriously lose cash again.
Skills are non-transferable.
So, do I need another assistant? I do. I never got an assistant with one of the skills that I wanted, did I? So I don't have a library assistant. And it's still not offering me any. Wait, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 assistant jobs. But only 3 assistants. Whoops. Let's go with you because you're cheap as chips.
Students are reminded to be in 2 places at once.
Okay, so we come out even this time. I don't know why it keeps going up and down like that. Okay, yeah, so say this is the other one then. Different challenge on this one. It's a bit interesting. Oh wait, I can... Oh, okay. Huh. I assumed this wasn't part of the plot. Oh, we get these sold, then.
I'm Maggie Watmore, doing my best on campus radio. We've got a big show for you today, but I'm trying not to think about it. No, only joking, of course. This is really fun. Let's have some music, shall we?
We've got a second building. Just to shoot.
Are reminded to care
I'm used to it just giving you sort of a single building. Okay. Have we got other plots then? So we've got plot 2. And that one there. 3, 4. Where's 6? 6 appears to be... Oh, there's 6. 2, okay. I had not appreciated that this was ours as well. You can fit, so you can do all this for free. So if you just go to the exterior stuff, if you want to sort of paint it in, and it just... I say I've not bothered because it doesn't really have any sort of impact on anything. Yeah, it doesn't cost any money. They don't interpret it as being more or less attractive, but it lets you do the nice pathing and stuff. But I say it doesn't. There's no like speed bonus from using tile or anything like that. Yeah, so I never built the star thing. See, I mean, it's gone up again. I wonder if it's this one that's giving me money. Because I should probably get rid of this then, because this is the one that gives me cash. Anyway, yes. Let's get back to the map. I might actually go and get a cup of tea. Yeah, so that's 2 White Campus. I'd probably play a bit more. I mean, I say it's sort of it's fairly chill, and if you make a complete mess of it, you can just restart. It doesn't cost you anything. This game, you know, it is a bit of a pain if you get to sort of. I got to one where I was basically chasing level 3 stars, and it was clear I'd made some errors that were just not going to let me do it. So basically I restarted, and of course I then had to do absolutely everything again. So it's a bit of a pain from that point of view. But yeah, it's often... I've been maxing them out, doing level all 3 stars. But basically you can usually progress by just doing a star in one or more of the previous ones. And it is useful to have that, as I say, because especially some of these later ones where it was doing like, you had to get 50 grand a month and stuff. And I just cheesed it by firing a load of staff and massively ramping up the tuition fees. So basically you're sometimes just waiting for that exact amount to happen, because I was getting like 48 grand, 47 grand, 46 grand, and you have to sort of hit 50. Or like have a certain number of students graduate, and it's just, you know, you can just do it by running a year and waiting for them all to graduate. You don't necessarily need to do anything. But yeah, so I'm going to get a cup of tea. And then we will play a bit of Cult the Lamb. I've not played Cult the Lamb since I bought it. I did play it at an event. It's a roguelike in terms of combat. It's quite similar to Hades, but the thing that really tipped me over into actually buying it is there's a big management side to it. So you have all these followers, these cult followers, and basically you manage them. Like you would with a management game, so that's sort of tip me over that into actually getting it. So I wanted to actually play it, but in case I mean, if they're watching, I don't know, but if you drop off. So basically, this is going to be my last stream for a little while, because I'm going to move house. I've got a new job, and it's going to take a couple of months before that's all sorted. So at the very least, it'll be kind of November before I can stream again. But usually I stream Factorio and Satisfactory. Factorio at the weekends and Satisfactory on Friday and Monday at the moment. But I also stream lots of building games, you know, so Dice Sphere Program's one of my favourites. And I want to do more like, you know, this type of thing. I did Bear and Breakfast yesterday, which is another management game. I completed that today. I say, so I do want to do more, but I say... It's a good couple of months where I'm not going to do anything. So, in case anyone is watching and you're wanting to drop off, that's just to let you know my usual sort of schedule. But I say I will pop it on to. In fact, let's put it on that for a second. Usually, as I say, it's Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. But this weekend, it's all just random games. I'll just leave that on there so that I can exit out of this.